Welcome back to 100 Days of Nice. The nurturing self talk of the day is wonder willfully, question everything, and stay curious. The integrity practice was to ask questions, to do research, and to integrate the information intentionally with what I already know, and to also contrast it with the information that I already know. Good old compare and contrast, good old deepening of understanding, critical thinking skills, and also assessing the credibility of the source. If you haven't already, you can download my app and find the free exercise for transforming limiting beliefs. A lot of those questions I got from very common practices of psychological treatment. Some of those questions, however, I also borrowed from my days as a researcher when I was doing meta analysis work. We would have to assess the credibility of the source to be able to differentiate okay, what studies are more really good marketing and what studies are more actual questions based in science, seeking objective truth. And that is something that is so important for us to apply in our everyday lives as well. The compassion, peace, and compliment, and please receive this if this resonates with you, is your faith in God, your faith in a higher power. It grounds you. It allows you to choose to live and to shine for those who no longer can. The emotional intelligence, I was experiencing and feeling a lot of fear and brokenheartedness. So, a little bit of context, I was at this time becoming more aware of a lot of the human trafficking, the child sex trafficking that is happening not only in the United States, but also across the globe. I was also becoming more aware of the depth and reach of corruption in our governments. Of course, that was also compounded with a lot of the mixed messaging when it comes to the virus, and of course, the police brutality on my people. So there was so much happening at the same time. A lot of it was coming from abuse and misuse of power, um, oppression, and just pure evil. And so being more aware, like that ignorance is bliss idea being released, I needed something more welcoming to embrace. And that's where the wonder willfully, question everything, and the stay curious piece came in, because that allows us to grow, that allows us to increase our intelligence, that allows us to come up with creative solutions and create alternatives. But if we continue to turn a blind eye, or if we prefer our blissful ignorance over awareness of what is, then it makes it difficult for us to change what is. Then we just, through our silence and unawareness, are more likely to maintain the status quo. And maintaining the status quo, once you know what the status quo is not an option for many of us. So, what I needed to do to transform that fear and brokenheartedness was lean into my faith and my spiritual beliefs, and my faith in a higher power. My faith in God allowed me to, it gave me the oomph and the courage and the energy to continue in my quest for truth, to continue practicing skills of science and intelligence and understanding, to be aware, to practice more conscientiousness, to creatively think about alternatives and solutions and what can be done, and using that momentum kind of transforming that fear and brokenheartedness through faith and through belief in a higher power into an alternative, into something else, into what can we do? How can we heal it? How can we transform it? How can we shift it? How can we prevent it? Um, and what is it that we would like to be there instead? And how can I focus on creating that? How can I focus on redirecting my attention to that? Um, and by doing that, then I'm starving the status quo. And so that was a lot of what was coming up for me that day, and just allowing myself to um, tune in more to that inner child. And as a mother of young children, that is something that is just so beautiful and unique about childhood. They're always asking questions, always trying to understand how things work and why. And the wonder, it's just willful. It's beautiful. It's something that they enjoy. They're just sponges soaking everything up around them, not really taking things for granted, just seeking to know more and more and more and more. And that curiosity is what allows them to be so creative. So I wanted to embrace that and embody that, and I would love to encourage you to do the same. So be nice to yourself and have a wonderful day.